I saw the truth in the rain, and it cost me everything. My name is Nora, 35, a violin instructor with a knack for spotting patterns in music and, lately, in betrayal. I'm mom to 16-year-old Sophie, who's wiser than her years, with eyes that see through facades. For 18 years, I was married to Julian, my high school love. We shared our first dance under the gym's disco ball, our first promises in a moonlit park. Pregnant at 17, we didn't flinch. Married young, rented a cramped apartment near my parents' Chicago brownstone, and built a life. We had cozy dinners, Sophie's giggles filling the gaps where money didn't. Julian's texts once lit up my phone, miss you always. But love doesn't always crash. Sometimes it erodes. The shift started when Sophie was 11. Julian's late nights multiplied. Client dinners, industry mixers, weekend conferences. He'd mumble about work stress, his eyes distant, like he was already elsewhere. I told myself it was the grind, the economy squeezing us all. He's just tired, I'd think, ignoring how his replies grew curt. Late again. Eat without me. Sophie stopped asking where Dad was. She'd clear his untouched plate, her silence louder than any question. We carved out our own rhythm, pizza nights, botched cookie recipes, impromptu violin duets. It wasn't enough, but it was ours. Still, I ached for him, hating how much I did. I dreamed of a music studio since I was a teenager. A small space in a home we'd own, with warm gray walls, a polished violin stand, and room for students to breathe music. But we were still renters, the dream tucked away like old sheet music. One chilly Sunday, with Sophie at her friend Ava's, I found Julian in the kitchen, scrolling his phone, coffee untouched. Hey, I said softly. What if we bought a place? Something small. A home for us, for Sophie. I could finally have a studio. He snorted, a cold, cutting sound. Nora, I'm 37. A mortgage now? We'd be chained to debt forever. We missed our shot. Houses are for young kids, not teenagers. My chest tightened. It's about stability, a future. He grabbed his coat. We can't afford it. Drop it. He left. The doors slammed louder than words. That night, rain streaked the windows. Sophie was still out. Julian hadn't texted. By 11 p.m., worry gnawed me raw. He'd mentioned a downtown bar crawl days earlier. On impulse, I drove to the train station near his usual haunts, rain blurring the world. I parked, watching the platforms glow. A train arrived, spilling passengers. Then I saw Julian, in his familiar navy jacket, stepping off with a woman. Sleek ponytail, tailored coat, holding a green umbrella. A boy, maybe 7, clung to his hand, a dinosaur backpack bouncing. She said something. Julian laughed, then kissed her. Deep, deliberate. The boy tugged Julian's sleeve, like it was routine. My world tilted. A horn blared. I didn't see the light change. The truck hit from the right. Metal screamed, glass shattered, and darkness swallowed me. I woke to sterile cold. My right leg wouldn't move. I yanked the hospital blanket back and choked, a clean stump below my knee, wrapped in gauze. Sophie appeared, tears hidden behind a brave smile. You're okay, Mom. The crash was a blur, but not that image. Julian, the woman, the boy. Doctors droned about prosthetics and recovery. I barely listened. All I saw was that kiss. Home was a battlefield. Our apartment's tight corners mocked my wheelchair. Julian tried dinners, helping me dress, but his touch was mechanical, his eyes avoidant. Once, he flinched when I struggled to stand. It's fine, he muttered, leaving the room. Sophie brewed tea, braided my hair, but I couldn't face her pity. I was fading, a ghost in my own life. One evening, Julian sat me down, voice flat. We should separate. It's too much. I'm not built for this. I stared. You mean my disability? He shrugged. You're not you anymore. Rage flared. I didn't choose this, Julian. But fine. You want out. We tell your parents together. His jaw tightened, but he agreed. That night, I dug through old boxes. Found an SD card from our old car's dash cam, untouched when we traded it in. My hands shook as I loaded it. There was Rain, platform, Julian, the kiss, the boy. I hired a private investigator. By dawn, I had proof. The woman, Elise, their son, Theo, 7, a condo lease, bank transfers for years. Julian hadn't just cheated. He'd built a parallel life. At his parents' house, Maria and Victor listened as I announced the divorce. Julian squirmed. Things changed, he said. Nora's different. I opened my laptop. Before you agree, watch this. The 30-second clip played. Julian, Elise, Theo. Maria gasped. Victor's face hardened. You knew I saw you, I said. You pushed for divorce to bury it. Julian stammered. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I leaned in. It cost me my leg. Maria's voice broke. How could you? I closed the laptop. I won't ruin you, Julian. I'll sign the papers, keep quiet for a price. A wheelchair-accessible home, single story, with a soundproof studio for my violin lessons. Victor nodded. We'll cover it. Julian gaped. You'll pay, son, Victor said, voice steel. For months later, I rolled into my new home. Wide doorways, low counters, a studio with gray walls and a gleaming violin stand. Sophie hung her sketches on a corkboard. My student waitlist grew. I was no longer the broken wife, but a teacher, a mother, whole. Sophie composed her first sonata beside me, dreaming of Juilliard. Julian faded, a shadow who dropped off checks and left. On a quiet evening, Sophie and I sat on our ramped porch, her violin humming a melody she'd written. The house smelled of cedar and rosin. My leg was gone, but my life wasn't. I was free, playing, teaching, living for us.